Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Faith and Freedom series. In our last session, we determined that our rights come from God, and that they are comprehensive, starting with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So today, we're going to discuss what our rights look like according to conservatism. Conservatives take seriously the fact that our rights are endowed by our Creator. President Calvin Coolidge's speech on the 150th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence goes into extensive detail on the religious origin of our American ideals. He relies on statements from multiple religious leaders during the Great Awakening and even quotes Reverend John Wise when he says that democracy is Christ's government. Coolidge states that our conception of equality comes from originally the Dutch in the 1500s, but was passed from them to the Pilgrims, and uses this example to claim that while the principles America founded itself upon were not new, the combination of equality with our inalienable rights was a new innovation. And so that's where America's uniqueness or exceptionalism comes from, by combining the culture of the Great Awakening with the principles of rights and equality that permeated colonial America. And it is this combination that is the lifeblood of American freedom and exceptionalism. Coolidge states, "A spring will cease to flow if its source be dried up. A tree will wither if its roots be destroyed." In its main features, the Declaration of Independence is a great spiritual document. It is a declaration not of material, but of spiritual conceptions. Equality, liberty, popular sovereignty, the rights of man, these are not elements which we can see and touch. They are ideals. They have their source and their roots in the religious convictions. They belong to the unseen world. Unless the faith of the American people in these religious convictions is to endure, the principles of our declaration will perish. We cannot continue to enjoy the result if we neglect and abandon the cause. So essentially, our roots and ideals come from faith, and without faith, we will eventually lose our rights. But what is most important from this paragraph is the sentence, "It is a declaration not of material, but of spiritual conceptions." If we go back to Lincoln's speech in the Dred Scott case, he states, "I think the authors of the Declaration intended to include all men, but they did not intend to declare all men equal in all respects. They did not mean to say all were equal in size, intellect, moral developments, or social capacity. They defined with tolerable distinctness in what respects they did consider all men created equal in certain inalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Both Lincoln and Coolidge focus less on material equality when it comes to equal rights, but agree that equality takes the form of treating individuals as human beings. This relates to the religious principle of loving your neighbor as yourself, regardless of race, sex, income, disability, intelligence, or any other characteristic of man. The conservative view of equality is not that everyone gets a house, white picket fence, and a dog, but rather in the eyes of the law and in the sphere of government, no person gets a special status or advantage. Government treats all individuals equally. And it is in that equal treatment, within the bounds of our rights, that gives room to individual innovation, prosperity, and profit. Now, to be clear, this is not prosperity gospel. It is liberty gospel. Because of Christ, we're free from sin, and sin is tyrannical and selfish. Now, in this world, people still do sin, but with the aid of a limited government that is held accountable to our God-given rights and declaration, conservatives believe sinful tyranny is less prone to pervade society. People are less likely to be tyrannical over others. Thank you for watching and listening. Links are in the description to the primary source documents that were discussed in this session. Next week in the third session, we'll talk about the progressive conception of our rights and how that differs from conservatism.